flags.
Yes, you should.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. The IndyCar series is now on Fox.
Nailed it. We sent the anchor with maybe the biggest lead foot among us, Donovan Long, at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, getting a preview. Ooh, looks like you're in the pit.
That is exactly where I am. I got to tell you all, that was quite an intro you just gave. But yeah, Ben and Kim, good evening to both of you. We are in the middle of the pit right now. And look, anyone here would tell you some of the best things about the Speedway are the people you get to meet from all over the world, really, and the drivers you get to see. And speaking of, some of them are right now engaging and participating, really, in a qualifying race as we speak. Right beside me, what you're looking at now is Alex Palou's pace car right here. He's sitting in that car as we speak. Now, one of the other drivers who's also part of the Ganassi team here, along with Alex Palou, is Scott Dixon. He has tons of fans, including this 10-year-old rocking the coolest shades. His name is Hayden Jaleska. So he's from Indianapolis, exactly. Hayden waited in this long line full of hundreds of people to meet Dixon, get his autograph, and take pictures. He's been into IndyCar since he can remember, really, and loves going to races like this with the dream of one day hitting the Speedway just like his favorite driver. Take a listen. Why is Scott Dixon your favorite?
Because my middle name's Scott, and he's also a redhead.
There we go, there we go. So what are you going to have him sign for you today?
I got my jersey signed early, and I'm just looking forward to get a picture with him.
What do you want to tell him when you meet him?
Hi, and I hope he wins.
And then the new guard, McLaughlin and Polo.
I got to tell you, yeah, one of the most innocent responses there. Hayden will be at the Speedway all weekend. He and his family will watch the Sanzio Grand Prix as well. And folks, you can do the same tomorrow at 3:30 Central Time, right here, as Ben and Kim mentioned, on Fox 6.
The IndyCar series is now on Fox. Donovan Long is at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway with a preview of the races. And Donovan, you're getting behind the scenes. I can see the smile on your face. It seems like you're having a good time.
Dude, I'm getting it all. And Kim, you should be an announcer for the race this weekend. That was lovely. Okay, guys, look, I didn't think the time at the Speedway here could get any better until I found a connection to Wisconsin. Can you believe that? So one of the pit crew members for one of the IndyCar Series drivers, Christian Rasmussen, is a former Packer. Here he is. Meet him right here. This is Benjamin Braden right on your screen. He went from Titletown to Naptown. Braden wore number 64 for the Packers, playing for a few seasons with the team. He now wears a different jersey and, honestly admits he misses playing a contact sport. But he uses his experience as an offensive lineman to move quickly within seconds, a matter of seconds, to get his driver up to speed.
But the biggest goal is try to be plugged in from when the car stops. I have 0.2 of a second where I'm trying to get that thing in.
Was that a learning curve for you?
A little bit, yes, because I'm 0.2 of a second. That's fast.
All right, folks, so you're probably sitting there wondering, how on earth did this man get here? Okay, so when he wanted to take time away from the NFL, he knew the owner of a racing team, Ed Carpenter, who's owner of the Ed Carpenter Racing Team, known him for years. He says he wanted to mix his love of sportsmanship with motorsports, I should say, and here he is. And which is super, super cool to see him kind of continue to flourish in this way, just on a different team, right? Meanwhile, another fan I met shares a deeper connection to race day. We'll share how he's going to honor his father this weekend by going to the Grand Prix that you can watch right here on Fox 6, and in 2 weeks at the Indy 500. We'll send it back to you, too.
Okay, so we saw you in the pit earlier. I mean, what has stood out for the experiences that you've gotten this kind of front row seat to so far?
You know what, Sam? What has stood out for me is how jovial and how kind the drivers are. You see these people going super fast at the Speedway, and you just wonder what kind of people they are. They're fantastic. They take time to meet their fans, talk about their love for racing, and it's really humbling to see them sort of meet their fans where they are. That has been really a big highlight for me, just kind of watching this from my perspective.
Donovan, it's so interesting, some of the video that you've sent back. The team, you see the racers and you see one or two, there's a team behind each racer. How many people would you estimate?
You know, I know upwards of 6 to 8, and you often look at the driver who gets a lot of the glory and the shine, but that driver has a whole team of folks behind him, making sure he has a good race, making sure his pace car goes smoothly, his race goes smoothly. So, you know, you got to give the props to the folks behind the curtain as well. Kim?
It is so exciting. All right. Can I say shake and bake? Our very own Donovan Long is in Indianapolis at the Speedway right now, previewing a different race, but also happening right here on Fox 6 tomorrow.
Hey, good evening to both of you. Yeah, you know, fans here are celebrating their love for the race, their love for the drivers, but one man I spoke with is celebrating his dad. Right here, I want you to take a look at him. So Dylan James's dad is no longer here, unfortunately. He passed away last year, but James is honoring him by being at the Speedway this weekend for the Sanzio Grand Prix. Now, James said his dad never got to experience this race, although they've together been to the Singapore Grand Prix. Now, James was born and raised in New Zealand, but traveled to Indy from London to see Scott Dixon, who was also from New Zealand. It's really an experience, he says, he will share spiritually with his father.
I think it's going to be emotional, I think. Even just, I could kind of sense, he loved the spectacle of epic sports events, you know. He went to several, but never to the Indy 500, so I think, yeah, it's a big deal to be remembering him in this way.
We can tell you James traveled to Indianapolis by himself, all alone, but he will return again to the same Speedway in Indy here to watch the Indy 500 in honor of his father. And we should tell you that his father never got to see that race at all as well. Back to you all.
Yeah, shows you, I mean, it means a lot for people, and it means a lot for him, so yeah.
Donovan, thanks for that story, and you'll have more coming from Indianapolis. The Sanzio Grand Prix. Look for it live. His reports tomorrow on Wake Up. And for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes look at the Indy series, check out Donovan's work on Fox Local.